Television, and I'm here with Isaac Mongia, who's going to explain what's going on in his CPS case, and
What CPS
Marissa.
case?
Oh,
I mean, which one? He doesn't have one. They're not listening.
that's true. That's true. Good point. And Marissa, introduce yourself.
So my name's Marissa, and me and Susan are actually both from LA County. We're coming all the way here to Fresno. Nobody's listened to Isaac. He's come to the police department multiple times. He has videos on this. Me and Susan have actual cases with CPS, even though social workers are the ones abusing our children. So it's a little bit inverted here. So, but today it's about Isaac, it's about Caasi, and we want to make sure that justice is being served because nobody else is listening. So if we all need to come together to go ahead and make this happen, then that's what we're going to do. And I mean, Isaac, do you want to kind of stand on that?
We're standing right here in front of the Fresno Police Headquarters. And it's a very sad day today because they're the problem. People regarding children are being abused, and the police, you're being paid to make the arrest. Child abuse is very simple. You see it, you make the arrest. For some reason, they're not making an arrest, and there's years of abuse. And so I've had to get the community to back me up on this.
And we have some pictures that Isaac brought forth, and Isaac, can you take a look at those and tell us a little bit of what's going on in that picture? It looks like there's she's got a chin too. So why don't you?
This picture right here, she had broken teeth. I picked her up on a visitation, and I recorded her on video saying that her stepdad Armando Gonzalez pushed her on the ground, breaking her teeth. I showed 2 police officers the video, and they did not do anything.
When was that?
This was in 2019.
Can I see that? So that was June 26, 2019. When did you make the police report?
Around the same time. I did everything, court, police report, CPS.
So what happened when you made the police report, when you went over there? What did they tell you?
There was no investigation whatsoever. I didn't get a phone call, an email, nothing. Everything went back to CPS. So cops aren't even cops, essentially. When it comes to child abuse, they're referring it back to CPS, who are violating the rights.
You know, I want to expand on that because I was actually just over in San Bernardino County, I believe it was last week. And so when I was there, I spoke with the victim's advocate because we had a case in September 20th, 2020. It's where my kid's dad, he abused my son very badly. He had bruises all across his back. And so when I followed up with this in San Bernardino, the victim's advocate, she stated that, well, usually we don't arrest the parents, we remove the children.
Wow.
Why are you not removing the problem, but instead just removing the children? Because it pays more? Or
and that's part of the problem because if the parents who are fighting for their kids who have been wrongly accused of these criminal acts to get their kids taken away in the first place, I mean, if really what they did was true, why are they still the ones walking around right now and the kids are locked up? In every case, it doesn't matter whether the parents are guilty or innocent, the children are the ones that are the victims. They are the ones locked up because they're the ones that make the money.
That's right. That's right. And
So-
there's just so much abuse there in your hands.
So I have a question. You had mentioned that they said to talk to CPS. So what happened then?
I went in and I went to talk to CPS, and I told them what the stepfather was doing. The stepfather called me up on the phone and told me he was going to kill my daughter.
When was that?
This was around 2019, I believe. I went in there and I told CPS that the stepfather called me and told me he was going to kill my daughter, and immediately the CPS worker was practicing reverse psychology. She immediately looked at me and said, "Who are you going to kill, Isaac? Who are you going to kill, Isaac?"
You know
And I told her, you know what? You should have had that recorded because now I'm going to report you to the cops. And I did. I went to the police, reported it, and nothing happened.
Now, what is this, the stepdad's name?
Armando Gonzalez.
Okay, well, we know it's Armando Gonzalez because how is it that he's left his mark? Let's put it that way. He's left his mark on your daughter. Now, not just that, he's left his name. his name on your daughter so everybody can see that here he is. He's got a.
There he is right there.
There he is, right here. There's Armando, and Armando decided to leave his name specifically tattooed on
He cut her there.
Caasi's.
He cut her there, and right here on this picture, you can see Armando Gonzalez's name on her arm. That's a trophy. This guy's sick. He cut her arm and then he put his name over it.
So Isaac, the people here at Fresno Police Headquarters, they're aware of all of this, correct?
Yes.
And what is their excuse for not doing anything?
There is no excuse. They're just not doing anything at all, which is, you know, I mean, somebody's got to say that's conspiracy. When you have crimes and they're not being investigated, something's going on.
Wait a minute. Isn't the district attorney somehow involved with the lawyers and the judges in this case?
My daughter right here, her face was broken, and the stepfather, Armando Gonzalez, left his full handprint on her broken face, and the mother, she covered my daughter's face in makeup trying to hide the handprint. But basically, the district attorney is best friends with the grandfather, Randy Clifton. And so that's why the cops and CPS, nobody does anything, because the district attorney is best friends with the family, the perpetrators.
So where do we all go from here? Because that's what's happening in courtrooms across the United States, is the judges are married to each other, they're married to the lawyers are married to each other, they're on opposing sides, but basically the problem is they're all on the same side because they're all benefiting, they're profiting from the cases that come in. So more and more cases that come in, they don't care what's the child's best interest, they don't care about that, they just care about the money that's made from people going in the courtroom and being shuffled in, shuffled out. So
And thereby causing confusion in family courts when there's real cases between different families. And at that point, the judges are just so confused because now you have waves of people coming in from juvenile dependency court. You have confused parents who have nowhere else to turn. And it just becomes lies over lies, and nobody's listening because it's too scattered and unorganized.
No accountability.
And here's the thing though, it all comes back to the big problem, which is no due process. You are supposed to have due process when you enter the courtroom for the very first time. You are not given due process. Automatically, whatever report has been given, they just put it there and that's taken as truth. Social worker not there to testify or be cross-examined. That is the truth. Your attorney, the one that's standing or sitting right beside you, will actually say, no, you do not speak. Because otherwise, they, what is it called, their favorite word? It's indicated to the judge that you're crazy if you start to speak out of turn. So meanwhile, what's happening is, it's like you're sitting there accepting this report as the truth without contesting it, and nobody contests it. So it goes forward as the truth, and you're already guilty without any evidence. That's it.
Yeah, and this right here is explosive. These are pictures when my daughter was 1 year old. And this is all abuse. And I gave all these pictures to CPS in the mail, and they sent them right back to me.
They didn't want to receive them. Yeah, they've done that with
there's
Bodie too.
There's
my
black
son.
eyes, there's bruises from head to toe, there's a broken face, there's blood on her arms, blood on her face.
Oh, and what does
Reminds
it
me of Gabriel
say?
Hernandez, to be honest.
Yeah, this is kind of worse than Gabriel Fernandez because this is a little tiny girl.
She's still alive. And the police,
Yeah.
it's like if Gabriel Fernandez were alive today, nothing would be done. He would still die. The horrible death he did.
The sad thing-
because
right.
look, there they are, and they're not here.
And the
Nowhere
sad-
to be found.
The sad thing about the child abuse is when you're talking about Gabriel Fernandez and other kids is even if they survive the abuse, they grow older and they have a ton of problems. A lot of these kids become killers. They become murderers.
From the same government that we're supporting right now. Everybody, the taxpayers are all paying for this. This is what your money is going to.
Yep.
Fund child abuse, child trafficking through CPS courts. And that's why I call them CPS courts, because if you notice, they all have different names in different places. DCFS is for Los Angeles County. And is it still DCFS for
Here it's
Fresno?
CPS.
Oh, it is just
It's
CPS.
CPS here in Fresno.
How
But-
interesting.
Well,
But
I
you
noticed
know-
over there, I think it was CWS and Woodland. So
Yeah,
they
they changed the names.
They changed the
This
name.
way
Right.
just makes it too uncoordinated.
You know, we have to come together like we are doing right here, right now.
Yep.
And we have to call it like we see it. This is child abuse.
Being ignored by our own government. In a sense, it's like our government is committing crimes against its own people.
Or shoved into a juvenile court on the next party hearing that you don't even attend, and then whoop, your kids are gone, and by then, oh sorry, you can't even see a judge or appeal it until you get down to maybe months later, and there's a whole bunch of other records, hundreds of reports, but you took the kids in a day, even though there was no abuse. But then when there is abuse,
So now that we know what's going on in America, what are we going to do about it? That's a very good question.
There you go. What
That's
are
why
we going to
Susan
do about
Schofield
it?
is here,
Yep.
Marissa Nicholson
Yep.
is here, Morris is
Free voting.
here.
My
We've got
son-
advocates here, and we're ready to do something on camera with these cops.
My son has been abused and the system still is. Everybody knows.
Free Bodie.
Free Bodie, thank
free
you.
Bodie!
And he wants to come home. They will not let him. They literally, the LA Board of Supervisors, Catherine Barger knows, Janice Hahn knows. I think by now Holly Mitchell, Sheila Kuehl, and what's the other one again? Hilda Solis. They know. They're very aware. But they're just not going to do anything because they're just not.
So what do you say we call the cops and we go from there?
I think that's what we should do.
That's a great idea. I love
Because
it.
at this point, nobody's listening to us, so that's why we're in federal court. So now we're taking to the police department where they should do something.
We're gonna make another police report, right?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
And
Now
if they
we're
don't,
figuring-
whether they don't do something or not, we have the evidence now.
Yeah.
We'll get the evidence of them either helping us or not helping us, and we're taking it to
Maybe
federal
we said
court.
it wrong the first time. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to listen now. Maybe it was some kind of misunderstanding. So let's clarify that.
And we don't want money. We don't care about money. We want our kids.
We want justice.
We want justice. We want that heart that belongs to that child to be next to our heart. That's what we want.
Advocate.
That's right.
So maybe it was a misunderstanding, and we want to clarify that now. So if we need to come together and force
And we're
any police
open-minded.
department.
Yes, exactly.
We're
We're
open-minded.
open-minded. You know,
We're listening.
it could be a mistake. Everybody
Maybe
could have just
misunderstanding.
misunderstanding, miscommunication, misperception.
Maybe we didn't say it right the first time, which could have been the
Today's
case.
a new day.
So
Yeah, today's a new day.
that's where we are.
All right, let's do it.